Hi everybody, this is Yoli from Relove Resale. Um, I just got a question for everybody. Is it me or is it just that eBay, the reselling on eBay, not only the sales being down, but what has gotten me is the 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 service, the quality, the people. It's like I guess this was gonna be like, it's not a rant. It's not really, I'm not being the Debbie Downer. I'm not being the negative Nancy, but let's be realistic. Some of the stuff that people be asking for, as far as the buyers, is just outrageous and ridiculous. And the way that they want to return things is like, oh my God, like, yes, I know that when we all want quality items, and when you purchase your items, it's sometimes people do have buyer's remorse and they want to return stuff for that, or just, what I'm saying. But at this stage with online, you're purchasing online. So, I mean, of course, there's only so much of quality that you can give in a picture. But what gets me is when you put in the description or whatever, and even when you say, if somebody says it's pre-owned, that means that it has some use to it somewhere. And I mean, when you go to the thrift stores, that's why it says sold as is. What part of that is people not understanding these days? Because I mean, it's like, I get it, nobody wants no junk, because I don't. But at the same time, if it says it's going to be used or have somewhere, so you expect that it's not going to be brand new. And I think what the thing that gets me with people is, oh my God, like, they literally want Louis Vuitton for like $2. In what world does that happen? Because if everything that everybody sold, like the name brand items and stuff, if you sold it for $2, then you eventually will be out of business, because you're losing profit at that point. And I think a lot of times, a lot of people forget that when people are online selling, they have to actually go out and find this stuff, clean it up to make it look presentable, and also, get it ready to be shipped, their time and their labor. So of course you're not gonna get a Louis for $1. I mean, is it not possible? I'm not gonna say that, because it depends on how good of a digger or treasure hunter you are. So we all know that. But are you gonna just get these people items for completely free? That's not gonna happen. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, I get it. I understand eBay and Poshmark and all of these online sellers policy about being able to return stuff. That's fine. And as a seller, no one really has an issue with that. The issue is when you get these people or these trolls that will come on and try to just start making up all kinds of stuff that's not realistic. That's just not realistic. Or they'll get the item and they really want it for free. And it's like, okay, eBay, where's the seller protection? Like, I'm just not the one that's gonna be holding my tongue or be scared because, oh, I want to make a few dollars. I'm the type of person that, listen, all money ain't good money, and I don't want everybody's money. Let me just be clear, because if it's gonna come with a headache, baby, keep them coins. But as far as the scamming, I mean, I've heard so many people say, like, oh my God, I got scammed. Like, I sent this and they didn't send it back, or it came back in an empty box. Like, there needs to be, to me, more seller protection. I understand that you have to have buyers, but you also have to have sellers, because I mean, if people cannot if the sellers are afraid to put the product out there, because you're going to get these people that are getting this product and then they're saying that they didn't get it. So now you got this person that work hard losing everything, their money and their time, because you got somebody out here that's out to just scam or get over on them. That's really outrageous to me. Like, really, it has to get better. I mean, I don't know why people do that, because I'm always the type to tell people, like, okay, don't you know that if you do that to somebody, it's eventually going to come back up in your life somewhere else. It might not get you today, but it's going to get you eventually. But oh my God, so like when you go to the thrift stores, I mean, yes, they let you return, but it's only 3 days that you can return an item to the thrift store. So I don't know where they getting this bogus stuff about, oh, people can return it up to 30 days. That doesn't make any sense to me. Or, oh my God, somebody said that they sent the item to somebody and they actually, one thing was they wore the item. Another person actually, they said looked like they had, I don't know, maybe pee-peed on the item or something. But oh my God, I cannot imagine something like that. And it's like eBay say, yes, accept it back even in that condition. But I mean, at that point, then the buyer should be able to receive the entire cost of that item, because siding with the buyer and you know that they're wrong, or I mean, I think eBay has given too much leeway on this. And Poshmark, I'm saying all platforms, any platform that's doing this they're giving too much leeway. And I think that I don't know, it's just a bad time right now for I don't want to say business, but I mean just the fact that they're actually allowing this to go on. And it's like, you know, that these buyers are now abusing the privilege, or even having the return privilege. And I'm not saying they shouldn't have a return period, but I think that something more feasible and reasonable would be I would say maybe 14 days at the most. But that 30-day thing needs to go away, because that's ridiculous. That's outright ridiculous. I mean, that's why it's gonna be such a high turnover on these platforms, because you gotta come down with that as far as being able to get good product and being able to keep good sellers, because people are not gonna continue to lose just to be on the platform, especially when you already having to pay to be on the platform. Because it would be the same way, like if you were in a flea market, or even in a what is the other thing called, the flea markets, or if you was the flea markets, or if you was in just a shop and you had to pay your shop fee, you don't expect to come in your shop, go to that shop in your booth, and your stuff is missing, and they say, oh well, we can't do anything about it because the stuff is missing. I mean, so to me, I get it, we're selling online, yes, and I mean, nobody has to agree with me. I'm just putting this out there, and you guys can leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know how you feel, or what you have been through with transactions, like as far as your returns, or the things that you have been the things you've been through as a seller. And then I like to also hear the flip side from buyers, because the way this is working, it's like everybody has to have a happy middle part, a medium in the middle. Come on now. And it's like, okay, so when you go to the flea market and you put your stuff in that booth, at least you know when you go back to that flea market, your stuff is going to be there, not just going to let people walk away with it and say, oh well, it's okay, they can it's nothing we can do about it. But you're not going to get paid for it. Neither are you going to lose, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna lose your product and not get paid for it. I mean, and I know people say, well, that's the deal of selling online. Well, no, that's not the deal of selling online, because that's why it needs to be more precautions in place, is what I'm saying, as far as at this point, because we all see that. I'm sure eBay and all these other platforms have calculated this, and if they haven't, then that's going to be a bad standpoint for everybody eventually. I'm sure it's already a big ruckus as behind the scenes that nobody gets to see. And I know that they have people that calculate this stuff out, but at this point, it seems to me, this is just my opinion, it seems backwards on purpose right now. And the reason why I say backwards on purpose is because it's backwards, because of the fact that you are allowing people to have 30 days for a return. That's a little too much. That's too much. 30 days is way too long. You only get even if you went back, if I bought something and I went back to any department store, including if I walked in a store, because I heard somebody say, oh well, you could take product back to Walmart and these. No, you cannot. You can take it back, but if you try to take that product back 30 days later, they're gonna be like, nope, And people say, well, if I had my receipt, no, Walmart don't do that. Even if they did take it back, they're still gonna tell you they're gonna charge you a restocking fee. You're not gonna get that full money back. Like, I don't know what's wrong with people today. Like, what is it? It's like not just in the resale, it's a whole lot of things. But I just want to know you guys' opinion. Tell me what you think as far as how you feel about eBay, Poshmark, Depop. I've never had problems with Depop because I really just started in Depop, but I've been on eBay, I've been on Poshmark for a minute. But I just think that it's a whole lot going on with the systems, including like people saying like, okay, I get it. You know, everybody has seasons for sales, and sometimes sales gonna be up, sometimes it's gonna be down. That's fine. That's the price of doing business. Even if you were online doing business, it's still the price of doing business. Period. So you know, you forecast for all of that. But as far as this return stuff, I really think that something needs to be done about that. It's just a little bit too much overboard for me. But like I said, give me you guys' opinion. I want to hear from experienced people as well as people that are just getting into the eBay, and I want to hear from sellers and buyers. What is your opinion on the returns? Y'all have a good day.